Hey, everybody, welcome back to another State of the Market for November 2022. I'm Scott Zaino from the Scott Zaino Realty Group, coming to you from Keller Williams Real Estate right here out of our Centerville office. We do these State of the Markets once a month to keep all of our sellers and buyers and anybody that's interested abreast of what's going on with the real estate so that you can make the right choices and be the smartest person at that closing table. All right, so let's just jump right into it. Just going to share my screen and go right over here. Okay, so the first quadrant we're going to talk about here is our median sales price, which was 650,000 for November. October it was 662. So prices have dropped as a median sales price about $12,000. All right, median sales price 650. Last month $12,000, 12,500 less. All right, let's go and talk about homes for sale. So these are active properties that are for sale. We have been struggling with inventory for a good number of years here since COVID. We're sitting at 637 for November. We went down from 769 units in October to 637 units for October. Okay, you can see back in pre-COVID of March of 2020. Let's see here. March of 2020, right about there was COVID. We were sitting at 1,963 units, and you can see where we are today at 637 units. So that is for houses, condos, and land, and that is for the entire Cape. Not a lot of inventory out there. So if you're a seller, it's still an excellent time to get your property on the market and get it sold. Less inventory means less options for buyers, but it also means that you can get top dollar for your property too. So if you're thinking about selling, it's a great time to sell because inventory is low. And if you're thinking about buying, we're going to talk about that. It's also a great time to buy because prices just keep going up. The next thing we're going to talk about is our days on market. So this tells us how long it takes to put a property under contract. Now, will all properties go under contract in 12 days, Scott? No. Okay. Some of them will, some of them won't. I've seen a mixture of just about everything. But when you sum it all up at the end of the month, 12 days on market for November. It was 16 in October. So what that tells us is buyers are still out there. See that? 16, 12. That means buyers are still out there and buyers are still pulling the trigger on buying properties. And they're doing it actually in a quicker manner than they were in November, than they were in October at 16 days. September was 11. August was 8. We can go back all the way to when we hit the lowest of low, which was right about there in April of 2022, only 6 days on market. So extraordinarily low days on market. Pre-COVID, average days on market was about 60, 65. Let's take a look. So pre-days on market, COVID, right there. So February and March, right here is COVID, right? 75 and 68 days to get your house under contract. Today, just 12. So 12 days on market for November. We decreased that from 4 days from October. Okay. And next we want to talk about is months of supply. So months of supply tells us how many months of inventory there is out there, assuming no other properties came on the market. So we're sitting at 1.9 months of supply. So if no other houses came on the market, we would run out of inventory. Our shelves would be empty, right? So to speak, at 1.9 months of inventory. So we've talked about this in the past, the different types of markets there are out there. So if you're under 4 or 5 months, 4 to 5 months that is considered a seller's market. And we've been in a seller's market here since looks like right around here, May or June of 2020. Anything that's less than 4 months of inventory, which has been as a seller's market. When you're into the 5-6 range, like up here, maybe in August of 2019, where you get 6 months of inventory, 5 months is like a neutral, right? It's not a seller's market, it's not a buyer's market. And then maybe 6 months, 7 months of inventory, that's a buyer's market, right? Okay. So today we're sitting at just 1.9 months of inventory that had changed from 2.2 months here in October, which means inventory is still low. It's not picking up. In fact, it's dropped. So 1.9 months of inventory. And then the next thing we want to look at is how quick is my house going to sell? We know that, right? We did that off of days of market, 12. And the other thing is, how much can I get for my house? Prices are not as high as they were for sellers, say 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, a year or 2 years ago, right? We all know that the market has shifted some, right? We all watch the news and see that, things are going on with the real estate market. And what happened was the interest rates went up to slow the real estate market down. So the thing is if you go to put your house on the market, Scott, how much am I going to get for my house? Okay. You're going to get fair market value in a short period of time if you cover the 3 Ps plus patience, which I'm going to go over with you in a minute. So right now we're sitting at 100%. So if you put your house on the market for $1 million, you should get $1 million. If you put it on for $500,000, you should get $500,000, assuming it's priced right, it's presented right, it's promoted right, and you have a little patience. Okay. So what this 100% means is if you put the house on the market for say 500,000, that you're going to get $100,000 for it. Now look at this. Back in June, right? Right. Let's say right here, like 100, right here. So April, May, June, right? July, August, all those months, sellers were getting over 100% over asking price, 101%, 103% in June. So today, with all the information and all the data that we have all gathered up, some houses go over list price, some go under list price. The average still is coming out at 100% of asking price, okay? So that brings us to right here, right? If you price it right and you promote it properly, meaning the house is promoted properly and exposed on the internet and exposed through however your agent advertises their properties, whether it be mailings or internet or open houses or however their type of marketing to the public is and promoting it to the world. As long as you do that, and then as long as you present it right. So what does that mean? That means as long as the house looks right. So when buyer pulls up in their car, that they say, "Wow, what a pretty house, has nice curb appeal." And then when they go inside, the inside matches the outside. Okay, and it presents itself properly and it's inviting. And then the fourth thing is just lately, because of the time of year, November, December, there's not quite as many buyers out there. Interest rates have climbed up just a smidge, and then we've added patience, right? So you need to have a little patience. All right. So that takes care of the quadrants. The next thing I'm going to get into here is my PowerPoint and talk about some of these slides here that we got. We got a few slides for you to go over. So here's interesting. People do not follow the best leaders. They follow the ones that they can understand the easiest. And when I saw that, I was like, you know what? This is exactly why we do these state of the markets, and they are on the basic side. But basic is good. It's enough to give you the information that you need to make a decision, and you don't have to sit through all these long hours of seminars and all these people telling you all about the real estate market. It takes you 2 hours to get to the point. We try to cover as much as we can in 10 or 15 minutes, and giving you all the hot points on the ones that we just cover, all the quadrants, and now we're going to cover a few more things. Okay, so people do not follow the leaders; they follow the ones they understand the easiest. We hope that this is very easy for you to understand, because it's very easy for me to lay this information out to you, because it's all black and white. It's all legit. It's all right here at our fingertips. So let's talk about number three. So will mortgage rates keep rising? That's a key question. So they bounced around. I've seen them as high as 7, and I've seen them as low as, I saw one the other day for investment property for about 6%. So they've been bouncing around a little bit. So right now they're at 6.95. This is a graph that shows you how interest rates have played out over the years. This is a 30-year fixed rate from January till now. You can see how the rates have climbed and then dropped, and then they climbed and went back up. So today we're at 6.9. All right. Let's talk about home prices. Right here. So what are the experts saying about home prices? Okay. For those bearish folks eagerly waiting the home price crash, you'll have to keep waiting. As much as demand is pulling back, supply is as well reducing downward pressure on prices in the short run. So what does that mean? So prices keep going up, right? So by waiting, I'm afraid that for people that do wait or have to wait for whatever their reason may be, is they're going to end up paying more for the same home. Whereas if they could jump in and buy something now, right? Why pay more tomorrow if you don't have to pay the higher price today, right? And some people do. They just have to, timing, it's just, it is what it is. So let's go to number 15. So home prices to fall, then recover. So what they're saying is home prices in 2023 are going to probably go down about 5%. But listen, we've had 20% gains over the last 2 years. Typically, your house goes up 3 to 4, maybe 5% a year in a typical, year, month to month. Over the course of the year, maybe 3, 4, 5%. We've been seeing 20% gains. So if we only have to take off 5%, we're still up about 15% more than we normally would get for your property because of the low inventory. So what they're saying is the houses aren't going to be quite as high in 2023, but you're still going to see some serious gains. And then in 2024, they're going to jump up another 3%. Okay. Let's talk about foreclosures, because a lot of people, I get that a lot lately, what's going on with the market, and, are we going to see some foreclosures? And, I think at some point, it's just natural in the real estate business to see foreclosures. It just is. It's like, living in the jungle, certain animals, strive, and others, they get killed off by the ones that are stronger and more powerful. So foreclosures are just part of the real estate business, and you have to accept it for what it is. But how many foreclosures out there and the percentage is a different ballgame. So let's look at number 18. Well, what about foreclosures? Let's look at here at 19. So look at what's going on here. So we're at 151,000 foreclosures for the United States. But look what happened back, if anybody's in the real estate business and remembered 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, they started getting better. And then 14 and 15, they got really reduced. And now we're down to 151,000 foreclosures. But look at back in 08, 09, 2010, 2.3 million, 2.8 million, 2.9 million. That's crazy. All right. So we're at a very, 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 very short percentage of homes going under foreclosure because the economy is doing well, jobs are up, and people have a lot of equity in their house, so they're not going to just give the keys back to the bank. If they're having trouble making their mortgage payment, they're going to call a real estate agent and say, "Hey, can you sell my house and get me out from under it?" And then they're going to sell the house, because I heard the other day that the average home has over $300,000 in equity in it. It's the highest ever. Okay, so if you're a homeowner, you're sitting on some pretty good equity. You're not going to just turn those keys over to the bank and say, "Here, take my house." 151,000 foreclosures, crazy, 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 and that's good. All right, that means everything's running well. Let's go to number 23. So should I buy? So we would talk about the sellers a lot. Let's talk about the buyers and what's going on for them. So should I buy? The median asking price right now, because if you're renting, right? Because should I buy a home if I'm renting? So look, the rents are just gone through the roof, right? So I heard a one-bedroom apartment the other day, $1,800, one bedroom. Okay. So two bedrooms, probably 2,200. A three bedrooms, probably 24, 25, maybe 26. If it's super nice, it's all been remodeled. Maybe it's 3,000 a month. I don't know. But that money that you're using for rent is okay if you have to rent, but it's not getting put towards building your financial wealth or through real estate. So you're not able to tap in it for home equity lines. You're not able to take advantage of those tax advantages. And that's okay if that's the position that you're in. Not everybody's in the position to buy. So if you're renting right now, you can see the escalation of rent. So this is me right here. When I rented my first house, it was $300 a month, right? Nadine and I had a little apartment across from the little seafood place there, over in South Yarmouth, over by Captain Parker's, um, I don't know, Captain George's or something or whatever. But it's a little seafood place right over by the old drive-in. I know I'm dating myself a little bit, but we paid $350 a month for a little one-bedroom studio apartment. Today, that is probably 1,500 or maybe more. But anyway, what I'm getting to is, should I buy a home right now versus renting? And then we want to get into number 25. If you can find a house that meets your financial expectations for a monthly payment and it is good time for you to buy, that means the timing is right, then do that. And if you wait for prices to fall, they never do, but they never do. You may discover the hard way that the house that you found a year ago that you really loved, that you could afford, but you passed up on, is more expensive next year. So you end up just paying more for the same, and nobody likes to do that, right? So that's number 25. Number 26. So in the absence of trustworthy, up-to-date information, real estate decisions are increasingly being driven by fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And that is another reason why we do these videos, so that you guys have the information right at your fingertips. Whether I should buy, whether I should sell, should I wait? Should I wait, or should I sell now? Should I wait till the spring? Should I pull the trigger now on the interest rate, maybe do a buy down? You've got all these kinds of choices, and that's what we want, is to give you guys all the right choices. So these decisions can be hugely consequential for consumers in business. All right. And I want to get to number 69. All right. And we're talking about interest rates again at 6.995. That's a 30-year fixed. All right. And then number well, this is the slide I wanted right here. Actually, this one right here. So these are the predictions for the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, MBA, and NIR. So the first quarter of say, January, February, March, Freddie Mac 6.6. You can see second quarter 6.5, 6.4. So they're all thinking that the first quarter interest rates are going to probably be in the sixes, and at the average of all these quarters, at the end of each quarter, they're thinking the average would be 6.4, 6.2, 6.1, and fourth quarter of 2023, an average of 5.98. So there you have it. Let me see if I can switch my screen back. So thank you so much for taking your time and walking with us on another state of the market here for November 2022. If you have any questions, or you can shoot me an email at sjzaino at sjzaino@gmail.com, or you can call me directly at 508-566-0051. And as always, I'm happy to take your call and answer any questions. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. God bless. Talk to you the next State of the Market for December 2022.